Okay, so looking ahead to 2024, there is a missing piece, the perfect missing piece for this Green Bay Packer defense. Who am I talking about? We're going to address that in this video. Also, what did Colin Cowherd have to say about the Green Bay Packers post their loss to the New York Giants? We are going to cover that in this video. Before I do, take a second to hit that subscribe button. Okay, so I was reading an article in Bleacher Report. What did it have to say? It said hypothetical trades Packers must consider in 2024 NFL offseason. I found this pretty interesting and it's worth a conversation. I really want you guys to chime in on, with your comments and all of that. So, edge rusher Preston Smith of the Packers, they propose that they trade him away for a 2024 third round pick or whatever pick that they can get. Preston Smith has a ton of value still. We all know that. And do you remember when Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith a couple years ago, like how potent that was for that defense? And in this particular case, adding a piece, and we're going to talk about that, but adding a piece that would complement Rashawn Gary would be immense. It would be amazing. So Preston Smith is not getting any younger. Father time is not on his side. We all know that. So now would be the time to offload him and get some draft capital. I really think I agree with this in a big way that they need to get rid of Preston Smith for a draft pick. I really do. Preston Smith has done so much for this Packer defense. He's been a leader, but it is time to part ways with him to get some draft capital. So here's the thing. Here's the whole topic, and the reason why I created this video is because this was pretty interesting. Trade for edge Joey Bosa. Okay, so and I hear me out on this, and well, let's hear what they had to say first, and then I'll chime in on my opinion here. So it says after a disappointing season, it should be expected that the Los Angeles Chargers will make some changes. They have four players set to make more than 32 million next season in Keenan Allen, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, and Mike Williams. Okay, they can't keep them all. We all know that. So on paper, the Green Bay Packers only have 5.5 million in cap space next season, but they can save an additional 21 million just by releasing David Bakhtiari, and that is a conversation we've already had. Bakhtiari has already made it clear he wants to come back. He wants to continue playing. It's just not in the cards for him, especially in Green Bay. I think they need to cut ties with him. I think everybody agrees on that one. And then there's another 3 million if they were to trade away Preston Smith. So with all of those, it also goes on to say that doesn't even account for the money available through restructures and extensions. If the Chargers and Bosa are looking for a way out, then the Packers say, okay, so before we get into a little bit more of what the article had to say, um, what do you guys think? Leave your comments. I personally don't think Joey Bosa is the answer for the Green Bay Packers. Well, he is. Don't hear me mishear me on that. He certainly is. But let's look at a couple of unrestricted free agents that I think would have a very nice impact without breaking the bank. And let's be real. There's no way that Brian Gutekunst trades. And in that article, he proposes that the Green Bay Packers trade a first round pick because that's what the Chargers are going to be wanting. There's no way that Gutekunst parts with a first round pick. I don't even know if I want them to do that. Now, Joey Bosa is really proven. Now, obviously, he's had that injury against the Packers that's kept him out, but there's a couple of unrestricted free agents and that I think the Green Bay Packers could have could make a move at, Chase Young being one of them. So Chase Young obviously is a very well known name, but I would like to actually see them go after Daniel Hunter. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent. Dude is an absolute wrecking crew. He's got 13 and a half sacks, 36 solo tackles on the year, and 4 forced fumbles. So, I mean, that would be absolutely amazing. That's what I personally think that the Green Bay Packers need to do. They need to go after somebody like that because at the end of the day, Van Ness he's a good prospect. He's just not there. He's not ready. You need to add a piece like that. I feel that would be amazing for that defense. Can you imagine Rashawn Gary and Daniel on the other side, on either side of each other? So Article goes on to say that they need to trade up for a left tackle. Obviously, losing Bakhtiari, they need to trade up in the draft to get a left tackle. I foresee, Brian Gutekunst doing something like that. And we, in another video, we're going to dive into who are the tackles, who are the best tackles out there that I think the Green Bay Packers need to address and go get. And obviously, we don't know where the Packers are going to fall on their pick. They keep, they may. I know other people disagree with that out there. Reading through the comments, I think the Green Bay Packers could find themselves winning out from here and making the playoffs. But then that's going to determine they're going to fall a little bit further back in the draft. And personally, I'm all for that because I want to see the Packers make the playoffs because I think they've got the young talent. They've just been littered with injuries all season long. So what did Colin Cowherd have to say about the Green Bay Packers? And by the way, just chime in with your comments. Let me know what you guys think about either of those moves. And now, obviously, the Joey Bosa, I think that is a huge stretch. I don't think the Packers are going to do something like that. And I don't think the Chargers, we're not willing to give up a first round pick for that. But here's what Colin Cowherd had to say about the Packers post their loss. Let's have a listen in.
To come back from behind, make some plays. But so don't lose a lot of sleep if you're a Packer fan. This is a good team. It's a young team. It's an athletic team. They're going to score some points. Defense did not play great in the second half, but Green Bay's okay. I think they're going to be a playoff team.
Love it. This is like the one time I actually agree with Colin Cowherd. They're like, hey, listen, don't lose some sleep. He goes on to say, like, hey, Matt LaFleur, he's like, I guarantee Matt LaFleur was dreading playing the Giants. Giants were on fire. The Green Bay Packers were on fire as well. They're a young team, and there's always that bump in the road, and he felt like that game was going to be a big bump in the road for the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, that's the case, but I think they collectively can gather themselves. They're going to get some guys back from injuries that are going to make some key impact for their offense and all of that, and defensively, all of those things, right? So leave your comments on that too. Let me know what you guys think. Because here's the thing: you guys have been letting me know on your comments about how you feel about this Green Bay Packer team, and a lot of you guys unanimously are like, "Hey, listen, stop talking about the playoffs. The Packers are done. They need to cut ties with Matt LaFleur, which I completely disagree with. They need to cut ties with Joe Barry, which I completely agree with. All of those things, guys. But leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Go Pack."